I'm heading to Florida's largest inland city. Now, every year, 52 million tourists travel here to meet Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, and to enjoy SeaWorld and Universal Resort. Yep, I'm on my way to Orlando, where I'm meeting up with Ro and Ashley Jones. So what were you thinking about?
Well, we like to grill. We like to spend a lot of time outdoors, and then part of that is eating outdoors and really enjoying it. So we need some help.
Okay.
We need a lot of help.
Little atmosphere.
So we're
Exactly.
sort of talking about creating an outdoor eating area right
Yes.
here. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Place
So
for-
I'm thinking about maybe building a table
Okay.
together out of
Okay.
wood.
All right.
Okay.
We'll come up with our own design. And then maybe, I don't know, a couple of planters to sort of define this a little bit
yeah.
more.
That'd be nice.
I'd like
That'd
that.
be nice.
We move inside where I've created the components of the table on my laptop computer. So we'll start out with some legs.
Right.
We'll make these, I think, out of some 4x4. Give us,
Okay.
make these a
And
little
they're
bit
notched at the
beefy.
top right there?
Notched at the top. The notches, or tenons, will support a frame, which will serve as the foundation for the tabletop. After printing the designs, we move to a workstation I've set up outside.
Now, what are the grooves there, Ron?
I'm going to leave some spaces between the 2x4s. Part of that is aesthetics. I think it'll look nice.
Okay.
Part of it is because the table is outside and it's going to expand and contract.
Smart.
So I don't want to push the table apart if the wood were to
Right.
swell. So we'll leave those spaces in there. The table will be built entirely from cedar. So after making a cut list, Ashley and Ro used my power miter saw to cut all the lumber to size at one time. Our next step is to notch out the tenons at the top of each leg. And then what's going to happen is when we put the table together, that tenon is going to go up inside here and the rails will attach to it,
nice.
all right? Prior to cutting, we have to lay out cut lines on the leg. Using a combination square as a gauge, I first determine the thickness of the rail, then transfer that measurement to the leg. And we'll draw a line here.
Wow.
All right, okay. Now, we're going to keep this.
Okay.
So this is going to go away, and this is going to go away, and that's going to go away. Now what I want to do is set the combination square to the width of the board. Tighten this up, and then we'll kind of use this as a gauge, and we'll just slide it along like this. Ashley takes over and continues the line around the other three sides. Finally, we extend the lines we drew on the top of the leg to those we drew on the sides. And now we're ready to cut out the tenons with my Japanese handsaw. Well, a conventional Western saw cuts as you push it.
Okay.
This saw cuts as you pull it.
Oh.
So you can almost think of sort of just a slicing action, like you were just slicing off some bread or a roast beef, or in this case, a 4x4 piece of cedar. I'm just going to get this started for you here. Ashley takes over cutting along each of the vertical lines. Then we reposition the piece, and she makes the necessary cross cuts to form the shoulder of the tenon.
Whoa.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Sorry.
Oh, there's your first joint right there.
Great.
The 5 pieces that make up the frame are all 2x4s, which we'll attach together with screws. First, we lay out the 2 end rails, and Ashley drills a pair of holes through the ends. Beautiful. Now, I call these shank holes or clearance holes because they're large enough to allow the shank or the shaft of the screw to drop all the way through.
Oh, okay.
And we only want the thread of the screw to bite into the second piece of wood that this is going to
I
be
see.
attached to, not into the first one, all right? In order to conceal the screw heads, Ro uses a countersink bit to create a shallow hole slightly larger than the screw head. Next, we bore similar holes and countersinks in the middle of the side rails. This is where our cross brace will go. Assembly time. Okay,
All right,
you got
let's
the
do
holes
it.
all drilled, the countersink's done. Now we're going to put some glue on this.
Okay.
So, Ashley, why don't you take this end? Paint
Okay.
some on here down to the line, and then paint some on the end of this side rail.
Okay.
Ro, you can do the same over here.
Oh, great.
After brushing glue onto the ends of both rails, we join them together, make sure they're flush on the ends, then drive in screws. We repeat the process on the opposite side, then move on to the cross brace. Okay.
It's for those really big meals, right?
Yeah, for the holiday feast. You don't want this table sagging in the middle.
That's right.
With our frame assembled, Ro bores shank holes through the tenons on each leg. While Ashley looks after Kai, Ro and I are left alone to attach the legs and maybe do a little male bonding. Number 2.
Yes. You want me to put in your last screw, or are you up to that?
Let's go independently here, all right?
Oh, independent?
Yeah.
Trying to get a real head start on this.
I'm still working at it, huh?
We ready?
It's good. Let's just take it off and set it down.
Okay.
It's sort of an important moment, you know, it's like it's standing at its own two legs.
Will it stand? Oh, this is very sturdy.
Okay. Okay, there's the base.
Very nice.
Well done. Say, could you just stand right here? Just check. This is the joint. Looks like it might be a little bit high.
Yeah, I knew where that was going.
So we're ready for the top now, and we're going to make that up out of 2x4s right here. And then on the ends and the sides, we're going to put on 2x6s that'll sort of frame all of this. And the way that we're going to attach everything together is with this system right here. These are called biscuit joinery.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll be cutting some slots like this in the edge of the wood, dropping in these biscuits, which are compressed pieces of wood. We'll put some glue in there first, and then we'll assemble the joint like this. And the glue actually will cause that wood to swell, and so the joint will be held together by the swollen biscuit, if you will, and the glue.
Wow.
And we'll do that every place one of these 2x4s meets this end piece right here. Okay? So step one is to cut the slots, and we're going to do that with this tool right here. This is called a plate joiner, and its only purpose in life is to cut the slots into which those biscuits go. So there's a blade, you can see it right there. It sticks out. I'll turn this on for you. You see it spinning?
Wow.
There it goes.
Look at that.
So we're going to put this in position. We're going to turn it on. We're going to push this into the edge of the wood, and it will cut that slot for us automatically.
Wow.
All right? Now you see, guys, we've got a center mark drawn on each one of these. All we have to do is set this in place, and there's a red line there on the top of the plate joiner. Just line that up with the mark in the center of the wood. Turn it on. Push it all the way in until it stops.
Okay.
Then pull it back out again. Move on to the next one. Line up the two marks. Okay. Ashley and Roe complete the first set of slots. Then I adjust the blade, lowering it from the base. This allows us to make the second set of slots about ½ an inch below the first. We repeat the process on the 2x6 end frames. All right, you guys, you ready for some biscuits and glue?
Sounds great.
We brush exterior grade glue into the slots of the end frames. Then do the same with the slots in the ends of our 2x4s. This glue has a short work life. On a day like this, it could lose its bonding ability in as little as 10 minutes.
So what you're saying is, hurry up, guys.
Work fast.
Now we're just going to drop the biscuits into
Okay.
this end piece. You guys, just go right down the line there.
Great.
Push them all the way down.
Go fast.
Go fast.
We'll have a race.
Finished.
All right, let's take this
man.
now. Okay. And Ro, you can do the same thing.
Okay.
We slide the end frames into place, then secure them with pipe clamps as the glue begins to set and the biscuits expand. Our next step is to install wood cleats along the inside of the table frame. These will enable us to attach the table top later on. After Ro bores the clearance holes, we apply glue, then secure the cleats with screws. All right, that takes care of that, guys. Now, I want to deal with these screw holes right here. We're going to actually make those disappear. There are a couple of ways to fill countersunk screw holes like this. One is to purchase these buttons. You'll find these at most home improvement centers or woodworking supply shops. They just sit right in here. You give these a tap with a hammer. Of course, you put a little glue in first to hold them in place. Now, this is going to actually not hide the hole so much, but make it decorative. If you want to make this hole disappear completely, I'll show you how to do that. Take a piece of scrap wood that closely matches the wood that the hole is in. And this is called a plug cutter. It's just in my drill here. And I've put the drill into a portable drill press. We're just going to drill down into this block of wood right here. There you go. There's our plug. Going to pop it out like that. Okay, take a little glue, put it on the base of the plug. Okay, put the plug in position. Now the plug has a grain, so we want to align the grain with the grain of the wood. In this case, it's running horizontally. Tap it in place with a hammer. we let that dry for a few minutes, and then take a chisel and trim off the excess. Finally, sand the surface flush. So there you go. Buy a plug or make your own. With the end frames in place, we use the same biscuit joining techniques to attach the side frames. After the glue has dried, we set the completed tabletop onto the base and attach it by driving screws through the pleats we installed earlier. Finally, it's time to seal the wood. Ashley and Roe have to choose between a clear sealer or a tinted one.
I like the subtle. I mean, I like the natural, the look of it. Let it all just kind of happen naturally.
Right, especially because the cedar's so nice. I mean,
So
it really
I
is
think
nice.
we've made a big decision here.
Yep, we have.
All right, guys. Now here's what I'm going to suggest. Let's take the brush, got to go sideways first, go down in here and get the edges of the wood.
Okay.
That's really important because that will get wet down there. This sealer will protect not only from water, but it will also protect from mildew and give some ultraviolet protection. Ultraviolet rays do break down wood cells. Though the clear sealer goes on somewhat dark, it will lighten as it dries. After applying the sealer, our table is complete. And now we're ready to shift our focus to the planters. These are some of the plants that I'd like to put in it. These were selected, by the way, because they grow particularly well right in this area.
Okay.
But before we put these in, we got to build the planters. So come over here. Let me show you my idea. It's essentially a box, but we've added some detail with these heavy legs and with this lip up here on the top. We begin by assembling 2x2s to form the frames for each side panel. After running a bead of construction adhesive over the face of the frame, we attach tongue and groove cedar strips. On the first strip, we shoot one nail through the face, then angle a second one through the tongue. All right, now see, this is the groove right here. Here's the tongue. Right
Yes.
down here. So we just lay this on, push it up tight, press it down into the adhesive. Okay, Ro, then you're going to put your angled nail in there. Now see, we won't have any more visible nails now until we get way over to the end.
Okay.
Once all four sides are assembled, we use construction adhesive and screws to attach them to the legs. Now we're going to attach these four together and we'll end up with a box, which for the time being won't have a bottom in it, but it will eventually. Next, with the planter lying on its side, we attach the top lip by driving in screws from inside the planter. Now we've got the main part of the planter all done.
Right.
What I want to do now is build an inner box or an inner liner out of this pressure-treated plywood. This is the part of the planter that the soil is actually going to come into contact with.
Okay.
We assemble the liner box, drill a number of drainage holes through the bottom, then attach handles so that the liner can be removed and replaced if necessary. We set the liner inside the planter and cover the drainage holes with a piece of landscape fabric. On container plants like this, it's really important to use a very good quality potting soil. While Ashley takes a break, Ro and I turn from carpentry to landscape design, and soon we're down to our final step. Well, no outdoor eating area would be complete without a cooking device, right?
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful new Weber gas grill there.
Looks great.
Looks great. Probably
Join
tastes
us.
better.
Join us at our brand new table.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh, it's so nice, Ron.
Yeah? How was it? How was the building of it?
It was a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah?
It turned out to be great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
How
loved
about the
it.
saws? You get enough saw time?
I did.
Yeah?
I did all the different types of saws, the Japanese saw, the power saw. I loved it. And drilling too.
While outdoor furniture is easily purchased, I have to believe that every time Ro and Ashley entertain out here, they'll enjoy a special feeling. Their table and planters not only exhibit true craftsmanship, but they should be the source of many a good story at every outdoor party thrown here.